Who out there do we have working those 9 to 6 jobs with probably maybe an hour break in between? And you hit that 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you find yourself, you just can't sit at that desk anymore and you got to find something to put in your mouth. You head over to that vending machine and you know none of these snacks are healthy for you. So you go for maybe what the best thing you could or whatever it is that you're craving. You get back to your desk and you're eating chips or you're eating nuts with chocolate and lots of preservatives and other things on that, and you just discussed it with yourself every week at these choices that you're making. I'm Dr. Jason Alviene, and welcome to Structurally Sound. Our guest today, Lexi Lee, she has managed to solve this problem for you with her company, Flex Bites. Welcome, Lexi.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's nice to see you. So for those of you listening, we do this through a Zoom call. So I actually get to do almost a face-to-face here, which is great. Now, Lexi, Flex Bites, what the heck is it?
Well, I am Flex Bites. Flex Bites is me. We are one. But yeah, so Flex Bites, it's a vegan snack brand where our whole concept is balance. So we have two different products. We have our guilt-free protein balls, which are excellent for a healthy snack. They are 100% gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. And then more on the Sinful side is our Dough-Licious Edible Cookie Dough. So that product, that is excellent if you want to treat yourself. It is cookie dough that you can eat raw or bake. And of course, it's egg and dairy-free as well. So it's the best of both worlds, really.
Now, you jumped in there with that vegan treat there, and some people may be scared of that word vegan for whatever reason. It's kind of got that connotation on it's you shouldn't do it, or I'm not going to get enough nutrition or anything like that. And as we know from the snacks that you get out of a vending machine, they're just not good for you as well. So for that word vegan, what does it actually mean?
Well, all in all, vegan, it just means that the product has nothing coming from an animal derivative. So no dairy, no egg, no gelatin, nothing that comes from an animal. So yes, the word vegan does have a bad misconception, definitely in the marketing world. It's a turnoff for some people. Plant-based is preferable, but people who are vegan, they do like to see the vegan stamp on the product or the word vegan on there. But yes, and as far as plant-based goes, the way I view it, plant-based versus vegan, plant-based is more of whole foods, made of plants. Vegan, I feel like that's a more universal name for something for edible cookie dough, for instance. It's not made of plants. It's my Sinful product, the cookie
Edible
dough.
cookie dough?
Yeah, so it's made of, it is made of flour, sugar, applesauce instead of egg. We use vegan butter, so like dairy-free butter instead of real dairy butter. And so I wouldn't consider that plant-based because there's no plants in it. Now our protein balls, yeah, I would say I could call those plant-based, also vegan, but plant-based fits them as well.
So you can have
If that
something,
made sense.
yeah. So you can have something that's vegan and not plant-based.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Okay. So, I mean,
Mhm.
let's say you're using a cashew. Is a cashew considered plant-based?
I'd say so
Okay.
because it
Okay.
comes from the ground. It's natural. It's a whole food.
Okay. So
Mhm.
these other products that are not plant-based, what are they made of?
Well, let's see what else. Uh, Vegan pizza, we can say. It's bread. It's okay. Yes, there's tomato sauce. That is a plant, but then there's vegan cheese. Um, I see plant-based as more of like whole, clean foods.
Okay. Instead of
You know,
processed.
instead of processed. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So your snacks that people can use these for. So they're not meals, but they're something that you would do in between that snack or that 3 o'clock lull or anything like that. Um, where do you come up with the ideas for these treats?
Oh man. Well, it's never planned really. So, I mean, my passion and my talent and passion in life is just creating food. And so it really comes from the heart. And You know, I just, as far as creating the flavors, is that what you mean? Or the products itself?
Any of the above. I mean, this seems like something that people could really get into and use these types of foods to eat for those snacks during the week. And I know a lot of people are so busy that they don't want to prepare their own food. And
Hmm.
it's obvious by the vending machines that you see at these work or some of these other snacks that are
Yeah.
out there in bars. Where
You
do you
eat it
see?
and you're
Yeah.
hungry
So
again in an hour.
yeah. Oh yeah. So with
Mhm.
your stuff, I mean, where do you come up with it? How do you decide like, okay, let's give this a try or give that a try? Where does this inspiration and passion come from?
Well, with my two main products, for instance, my protein balls, the protein balls is what started my business. I just created these peanut butter protein balls one day. I was a private chef at the time. And oh man, phone's ringing. Hold on. Sorry about
Uh-oh.
that.
That's all right. Okay, so
Background noise.
hold on one moment
Hmm.
and we'll have you jump back into where you were going because most likely we'll cut that out. So
Yeah.
go back to your peanut butter balls is where you started.
Yeah. So, yeah, backstory, I was a private chef for families, and then I started meal prepping for people from my gym. So I was just doing what I love one day, creating a new recipe. And that happened to be peanut butter protein balls, which is where my whole business started. That was the first product I ever made that I was starting to sell like under Flex Bites. Um, I did not intend to sell it. I, just threw it in for free. People loved it so much that they wanted to buy it from me. So it just started with a peanut butter protein ball. I had the base, which was oats, honey at the time. Now it's organic maple syrup for the intention of making it vegan,
Hmm.
100% vegan. So I just basically swapped out the peanut butter now for cashew butter, for almond butter, and then just add different things like coconut shreds, different extracts, to create different flavors. Yeah, and then as far as the edible cookie dough goes, that came into the picture 3 years later, 3 years later into business. And that came upon me because, so I'm a fat kid at heart. I love, no surprise once you see all my edible cookie dough flavors. But yeah, I am somebody who loves to eat healthy. I love to nourish myself, but I also really appreciate sinful, indulgent treats. And for me, you know, having a business that consisted of just protein balls, I was lacking a little bit of passion, a little bit of vision, and because it wasn't wholly me, if that makes sense. And so I just saw edible cookie dough becoming a more popular snack and dessert treat. But none of them, or very few of them, were actually vegan, dairy free, and egg free. So I couldn't indulge in them. So I decided, this literally happened overnight. I was just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to go into the kitchen tomorrow and I'm going to create the best edible cookie dough that is vegan, that you can eat raw and you can bake it. And I did that. I went to the kitchen the next day. I was so excited. And it did take a lot of trial and error. Did not get it on the first try. But after getting a lot of feedback, that's how I create a product. I create a batch. And then if I think it's good, but it could use more work, that I get other people to try to give me feedback. And that's how I developed the edible cookie dough that is just such a hit today. And yeah, so little tweaks here and there. I had some solid, amazing edible cookie dough, and that also bringing that new product into my company. It also made my vision more clear with where I wanted to go, and it helped me with the rebranding. So I rebranded after adding the edible cookie dough. So I hope that answered.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I've been to your website, I've been to
Mhm.
your Facebook page, I've been on Instagram, and I see a lot of different types of treats on there. Not just these peanut butter balls and not just these cookie dough. It seems like you've done a bunch of different things. It may not be something you're constantly selling, but it looks like you try a bunch of different treats out there that are, like you said, edible at the time. You can bring them to work. They're a good snack. They're healthy in that regards of snack healthy. But
Mhm.
what are some of the things that you might be working on now?
Well, I'm working on a few different things. So, regarding Flex Bites, I am working on making CBD infused protein balls. So,
Okay.
that is something a lot of customers have been asking me for. I'm actually having a meeting this weekend with a CBD provider. And yeah, so we're looking into how we can infuse the protein balls. And with these protein balls, they are going to have a more holistic approach. They're going to be more superfood balls versus the base that we have now. The base we have now is oats, nut butter. We use plant-based protein powder. So it's still very wholesome and healthy, but these CBD balls, I'm gonna try doing something like spirulina and adding superfood ingredients to them. So
Okay. Now, I know it's a big thing out there right now. A lot of people have heard of CBD. What is CBD for those of us that don't know exactly what it is and what some of its uses have been shown to help?
so it can be CBD can be taken to use over a period of time to help with certain, with inflammation, certain, you know, chronic pain and everything. But you can also use CBD at a higher dosage to relax you, to help you sleep.
Okay.
And, and yeah,
So you get to have a dessert at night right before you go to bed.
yeah, right. And then I'd like to add what I'm also working on as well. It separates from Flex Bites, but I'm also a product developer. And I think I might have mentioned to you the side project, but
Oh, well, let's hear about this side project. I don't know if
okay.
I've heard about it.
Oh, okay. Well, it's exciting. So this is something me and my partner for this have been working on for the last few years. It's a plant-based jerky. So it's a plant-based jerky company. I was hired to be their product developer and create this product. So yeah, so I created plant-based jerky, pork flavor, chicken flavor, and beef flavor. Uh,
How the heck you get those flavors?
just just doing what I love, just creating. And with plants, of course, because it's plant-based. But yes, so we're looking to finally launch this within this year. So I'm very excited about that. I'm very passionate as well. It's another plant-based company, you know, better for the animals, jerky that does not have an actual pig in it, an actual cow, an actual chicken. And yeah, so I'm very excited to be a part of that. And yeah, and so right now I am working on the production process and figuring out you know
How to
how
make
to
this.
exactly on a larger scale.
That's
So
interesting. Just the other day, actually, I think it was probably only a day or two ago, I had a sponsored ad on Facebook that was for vegan jerky, and the base was mushrooms. So I
oh
was like, that's kind of cool. And now you're going to be doing. How do I get on your taste testing list there?
oh next batch I make, yes, next batch I make, I will bring you some,
Yes,
100%.
yes.
I'm actually going to
Um,
make some this weekend. So
now, if it tastes that good, is it going to make me want to go and eat more chicken or pork or anything, or is this just to kind of help people that want to transition, say, from eating animal products to trying to eat more plant-based products?
I would say it is for everybody. It is for people who are vegetarian, who don't eat meat, but they miss jerky. They miss
Mm-hmm.
that tough, salty snack that you can tear and you chew and everything. But it's also for people who are meat eaters. They love jerky, but maybe they want something that they can feel better about eating, you know? So I feel like it's really for everybody.
Yeah, it seems that people, when they eat, it's more about the taste than the actual product itself.
100%. Yeah.
So if you can make a good product but add the flavorful taste to it, it seems like it's going to be a hit.
Yes. And also, what makes people, did you ask me what makes people, or you asked me will that make people want to eat chicken, right?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I had this, and well, you said you're going to let me taste it, and if I
Yes.
taste it and then I don't get to have it for 2 months, I mean, all of a sudden I'm like, now I'm craving chicken.
Well, I'd say I'll make you crave more of that jerky, but
Yeah, now that's an interesting point there. The making these flavors, and you're trying to make plants taste like what you had from animals. I mean,
Mhm.
there's got to be a lot that goes into figuring that out and still keeping it healthy without using artificial products.
Right, right. Well, the first step is figuring out the base, the base for the product, getting the right texture, getting the same look as well. If you're going to create, I don't want to say fake, but a meat replacement, you want it
Mhm.
to feel like meat, you want it to look like meat, and you want it to taste like meat. Like if you're going to do it, try recreating. And if you're going to call it jerky, like, yeah, okay, I will stop there.
That's right. But like you said, for jerky, now I know I can go into any store, gas station, whatever it is, and they're going to have their hanging on a rack jerky.
Hmm.
And so that means that not only is that meat in a package, but it's preserved in such a way that it doesn't need to be refrigerated. Is
Hmm.
your jerky going to need to be refrigerated, or are you looking at making it where it doesn't, like the regular jerky?
So it's not going to need to be refrigerated. Thankfully, it's actually your product does not have to be refrigerated. And it's naturally going to be shelf stable outside of the refrigerator. So they're going to be dehydrated and baked. So, and also with the salt in it, salt is a natural preservative as well. We're still, we do need to test out the shelf life still. So that's part of the process right now. So we're going to find out how long it does last on the shelf with no preservatives. We don't know yet because
Well,
this product it's not launched yet. It's not out for
well, yeah,
sale yet.
no, but it's in the makings. But
Exactly.
this reminds me, like for example, like these products that you're making, not just the jerky, but also your Flex Bite treats and everything
Hmm.
like that. It brings me back to when I would have to go on a long road trip, and I'd grab myself some beef jerky and Slim Jims and honey buns. So, what do you think about these products and how they are going to help or change somebody's life? What is the purpose of these products?
Well, the purpose is to have something that is 100% wholesome and healthy and good for you and filling, can be used as a breakfast item, the protein balls, or can be used as a snack option. Or it can even be used if you want something sweet, but you don't want the refined sugar. You don't want to have processed food. That's where the protein balls come in, and they are 100% delicious. So I feel like people can really enjoy this and benefit from it. Um, they can choose these protein balls over having an Oreo cookie if they choose to. The edible cookie dough, now this is a sinful treat. This is more on the indulgent side. At the end of the day, we're all human and we cannot be 100%, clean eating, 100% whole eating. Some people are, which is amazing. But for the most part, I believe in the rule, the 80% eat whole foods, 20% treat yourself. And yeah, so the edible cookie dough, I think personally for me, I love that I can create a sinful product, a universal product, edible cookie dough. It's been around for a long time. Toll House makes it, Pillsbury. But we're not using animal products. So it's better for the environment, it's better for the animals, and it's better for humans, for people. Even though it is still sinful, in those ways, it is better for you.
All right, tell us a little bit about Lexi. I know you're, like you said, you were a chef before. You kind of did this on the side. Where, before this started happening, what was your life track like? You said you were a chef. What were you a chef with?
So I, okay, well, when I was in college, so I was going to school in college. I thought I wanted to be a journalist, and didn't really know what I wanted to do, but that's what I chose since I do love to write. I thought, well, that sounds like a good route. Upon being in school, I actually met a classmate. Her family had a private chef, and their private chef was actually going to stop. She was going to move somewhere, not sure what the situation was, but she wasn't going to be working with them anymore. So my classmate, she knew that I love to cook. I've always had a passion for creating food. That's just always been something that I've done.
Mm-hmm.
And so she had the idea. She's like, what do you think about coming to my parents' house and cooking for us? They said they'll give you a try if you wanted to be our private chef. And I thought, okay, I've never cooked for 4 people. Like, I've just never done that before, but I will give it a shot. And so I went over. It took me 8 hours to cook for a family of 4, 6 different dishes. And they loved the food, and everything. So they hired me. I got that 8 hours down to 4 hours once I got the hang of it. And, through word of mouth, I started cooking for other families, and then their friends of friends, and etc. And so upon being a private chef, going to school, I was also a personal trainer at the time as well. That was my side job as well. So because people knew that I was a private chef, I then was asked to start meal prepping for people from my gym. And so I was just slinging meals and food and everything while trying to finish school. I was just doing a million different things. And this started at an early age. I mean, I was like 20 years old when this all started, when I was in school and the private chef and everything. So yeah, I would say, I mean, I've always somehow food, how do I say, creating business from food has just always found me. Before Flex Bites, I was still selling food, not because I was trying to, because people were asking me to.
Uh-huh.
And it just became very clear to me that, this is clearly my gift in this life, and I might as well make it my career. It's what I'm passionate about. It's what I'm good at. The business end, that's something that I definitely have been growing with personally and, professionally as well. So I'm definitely I know a lot more now in business than I did when I first started.
I would hope so.
Right? Right? Yes. So that's definitely something that I lacked in the beginning. And, just asking questions, trial and error, many, many mistakes. I mean, school cannot prepare you for
No, it doesn't.
business in the real world.
No. Even people that get business degrees, it can be a little more difficult and challenging. Now, you were saying that you're looking at having these products sold in stores all over the country, all over the world. Currently, are you in stores?
Yes. So right now we are in local stores in South Florida. So we are in coffee shops, juice bars, kava bars.
Mhm.
We also do like a lot of local events to get our brand out there. And we also sell online. We ship nationwide. So yes, right now we are in like mom and pop shops.
Okay, so you're in mom and pop shops and you're
Yes,
able to get your products online because you don't personally have a storefront.
correct. I do
So,
not have a walk-in storefront. We have a commercial kitchen
mhm.
where we make all our products. I do have it as a location for people to, walk to make a pick up upon appointment. So our
Mhm.
pickup day is every Thursday. So I try to still have it as a place for people to pick up, but it's not a place you can just walk in and just grab your snack.
Yeah,
Yes,
I've picked up from you before, and I know it's not like a storefront. It's like, oh,
right.
there's just a bunch of doors that don't really have a name on it, and you have to make, like you said, that appointment and know that you're coming so you can meet with the
Exactly.
person.
Hmm.
And I have seen your products sold in some of the stores around here in South Florida,
Hmm.
so that's been really good. Now, if people want to get a hold of you and start looking and ordering your products, Where do they go?
Well, the best way would be to go to our website, flexbites.com. We have all of our products on there with descriptions, nutrition facts, everything you could possibly want to know is there. Yes, you can order online. Like I said, we do ship nationwide within the States, and we also offer local pickup. You would come on a Thursday, pick up from our facility, or we also do deliveries locally.
Okay. Now, Flex Bites, that's FLEXBITES.com, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay. And you also run under those names on social media platforms. I know you're on Facebook and you're on Instagram. Are you anywhere else?
No, that's about it. Just Facebook and Instagram. Mainly Instagram. That's where we're most active.
Yeah, because I'm sure the photos of your treats and the events and everything come up, because I know I've seen them, and it's great because everything's so colorful at the same time. Even though, like you said, you've got a peanut butter ball, people are
Right.
thinking about, okay, you're thinking of a glob of peanut butter. Well, it's not a glob of peanut butter, and the packaging and the colors and everything that go with it, it makes you want to eat it. You feel like you're getting something from a unicorn.
So funny. So accurate, I guess.
It kind of fits, right?
I suppose.
All right. Any last things you want to add to your business, your treats, or anything out there?
Well, I guess the best way to stay in the loop with Flex Bites and where you can find them, what events we'll be at, what our new flavors are, just our journey would just be to follow us on Instagram, Flex Bites. And yeah.
That's great. So anybody out there, I mean, at my practice here, Profusion Chiropractic, it's growing here, and we're about to do some changes in the office. And I'm pretty sure as we start growing, we'll also offer some different types of products here. And I know you'll be able to, in the future, be able to get your peanut butter balls, and you'll also be able to get your Sinful cookie dough. Is that correct? Be able to get that here. And then maybe we'll find some jerky here.
Yeah.
So again, it's flexbites.com, FLEXBITES.com. And that goes the same for whether you're on Facebook or Instagram. Lexi, it's always a pleasure chatting with you. And I like when we get that out where you start laughing, because your laugh is always infectious.
Aw, thank you. And likewise, always great chatting with you too, Jason.
All right. Thank you. And thank you again for joining the show. I am Dr. Jason Alviene with Structurally Sound.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the guests and hosts and do not necessarily reflect those of WebmasterRadio.fm's management or sponsors. Any rebroadcast or redistribution without authorized consent of WebmasterRadio.fm is prohibited.